Woe is me, woe is me. Again, here we are with no Tommy. Um, I have no plan for the show today, not even a little bit. Well, no, that's a lie. I have a little bit. I have for sure one video I want to share. But no news stories, no anything that I usually get prepared. I don't know why I don't do that. I think because I depend on Tommy so much to like I present the story and then in my opinion, then Tommy gives his opinion, which is usually just on basic general knowledge of all things, of everything, and then nothing all at once. Um, Creates an awesome conversation for the Mayhem Show. Having said that, I think we had a pretty good time yesterday, and I think that's why I just decided to come on again today, solo dolo. So let me check the chat. I don't have the chat even open because I had to play the intro. Oh yeah, there's lots of people here. That's good. I think there's always lots of people here. Let me turn this down. Okay, sorry about that. So while we're live, I'm actually recording a bunch of different courtrooms for my other channel. And I noticed today that one of my favorite judges, Judge Fleischer, is no longer streaming on YouTube. And that's very interesting. But I just happen to have his embed code for his IBM stream that he does directly from his county in Texas. So I'm recording that. So I know not a lot of Law 2 people record from there. I know Time Served does and a couple other ones do. So that'll be good. I'll be able to be in a small group of people that actually have Judge Fleischer. Anyways, how's everybody this morning? I just shaved, so now I feel itchy, but that's okay. All right, let's say hi to everyone. Heather Rhodes. Heather, I've seen you when I first made the thumbnail. I seen you come in and say hi. Thank you. Blessed to crochet. Blessed, I did get your email. I did listen to that song. It's super cool, and I'm doing something with it in the toaster right now. And when I say toaster, I mean like my editing software. I use multiple different pieces of software to edit videos. And so like I'm making a fun little thing. And it's introduced me to a whole new world of AI and I'm super familiar with AI. I would consider myself like ahead of the game on AI when it comes to a lot of things like writing code for apps and things like that. But I did not know that website existed, which is super crazy. And so like I'm having a lot of fun with it. So thank you for turning me on to that. I made a crazy cool hip hop song on that website yesterday. And it is really neat. I shared it with Tommy and he was like, what the hell? And a cool little jazz one. I listen to a lot of jazz to calm me down, to kind of keep me like grounded. In my free time, spare time, I listen to a lot of punk rock and outlaw country music when I'm tattooing. So anyway, thank you for that. Krista Melinda, hello, how are you? Let's see what she's got. Working again today, but wanted to hit the like and subscribe button. Much love. We love you, Kristen, and you are always truly missed when you are not here. Hey, Lacey, how's it going? Dinah Creations, thank you so much for coming by. Tan Louie, I see yesterday. I don't have my glasses. I lost my glasses a couple weeks ago. I'm guessing GB is Great Britain. So, and you're saying good afternoon, so it must be afternoon. I haven't talked to Sean Atwood in a while. I would like to maybe go check out, see what he's been doing lately on his page. Cooler by the Lake, thank you for good morning. Thank you for stopping by. Lisa Trimble, hello. Sherry, thank you, Sherry, for coming by again. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see everybody. I know some of you message a little bit more, and then I see you a little bit more on my videos on my channel, and I try to respond to those, but I don't always get a chance to, just because I'm so busy, unless it's personally asking me a question, um, and then I will stop and respond to those. So thank you for everyone who does take the time out to engage with those videos. It's cool. Kyle, my man, what's up? I'm working on figuring out how to have my buddy Kyle come in to where we can like chat, maybe tell some old stories about the bad old days. And I'm going to talk with him more about that today. But as it is today, I'm not set up for it. But I am going to get that figured out. My buddy Kyle here, is a good dude. I've known him a long time, and he's a special guy in my world. Hey, Galen, how's it going, Galen? Good morning. Tim said hi. Rosanna, Dana. Hey. I wonder how many people, well, probably everybody in this chat remember Rosanna, Dana. I just watched the Saturday Night Live documentary, I guess. It's like it's a show on their first day, on their first episode, and how crazy it was. I think it's a little exaggerated. I don't think Chevy Chase was such a bully as they painted him out to be in that show. I think he became one, so then they just presented him one from day one. But I think if you're a young comedian trying to make it, and you're trying to do something on a brand new show like Saturday Night Live, like this is when it, like, no one even knew about it. They were actually begging people to come in to watch it. I don't think you're coming in there with the attitude like I'm better than everyone else and bullying people. I think you're hungry and you're being your best self. Anyways, so good to see you, Rosanna, Dana. Let's say I already said hi. Lisa, I already said hi. And dang, that's it. Oh, Beta, hi. How's it going, Beta? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or Beta. Thank you for putting up Reese's channel. Please go over there if you haven't gone over there and check it out. It's pretty awesome. She's the real deal. Oh, Mayor's Girl. How you doing, Mayor's Girl? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, that's I watched it last night. It was pretty good. And then, they kind of painted Belushi to, we all know what happened to Belushi. And, but I think that's probably a little accurate because he was crazy. So, but I think they're definitely, for the most part, like, caricatures of the people who they really were, in that show. But I don't know. I was only 8 years old when that show came out, or 7 years old. So who knows? My wife was minus 25 years when that show came out. Holly Grace, how's it going? It's good to see you. Did I miss anyone? Auntie L. Hello, Auntie. Thanks for coming in today. Diana Reese, I think I already said hi to you. I missed Abida. Hi, Abida. How are you doing? I would recommend the music of Cowboy Mouth Band from New Orleans. Oh, I'll have to check it out. I'm always down to listen to new music. I'm not that guy who says, oh yeah, I'll check that out and never check it out. I'll probably check it out before noon. Because like all my favorite music that I listen to has always been from recommendations. You know what I mean? Same thing with prayer. You know how people say, "Hey, I'll say a prayer for you," or I never respond to those, call to actions of prayer unless I do it. And I'm probably a little superstitious about it because I feel like I won't get listened to when I need prayer if I'm just saying willy-nilly, oh yeah, I'll pray for you. Oh yeah. Hey, I said a prayer for you. I take it pretty serious. And so like I definitely want to keep my prayer karma, right with God. You know what I mean? Not that there's such a thing as prayer karma. I think he's always there waiting for us to ask him for things, and not material things, but to it's a pretty cool thing when you have a higher power that you have access to 24 hours a day. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Okay, let me just run through the chat real quick to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Hey, Lori E, how are you doing today? Thanks for coming in. I don't know how I missed those. Cooler by the Lake. Did I say hi? Hi, Cooler by the Lake. All Penguin Blue, waving tear. I know I didn't say hi to Anti-Monkey Pants because I'd remember saying Anti-Monkey Pants. Dinah Creations, how are you doing? Dinah Creations. Lacey Silver. Those ones are really high in the chat. There's no way I missed those. Did I say Anti-Monkey Pants earlier? Like the actual, did I say that name out loud? It seems like I'd remember that. But it's good to see everyone. It's so weird. I don't know if there's any Pretty Sweet. How you doing, Pretty Sweet? Do you guys remember that Thina Nail? Am I saying that right? How are you today? Do you guys ever say, I'm going to stop looking at the chat for a second because also I'm just going to keep interrupting my own thought. Have you guys ever seen the Seinfeld episode where George's worlds are colliding and he's like going, worlds are colliding? It's weird seeing names of my friends that I know in real life to my YouTube family, like communicating. It's weird. It's like it's a worlds colliding thing. So it's weird. It's awesome. It's awesome. I want us all to be meshed. I think it's cool, man. I think this world is cool, and I think the internet has so many amazing things. So, and I'm talking like it just came out, but there's so many cool things that the internet does regarding community that I feel like for the first 20 years of the internet, I missed out on that. And I used to, I remember message boards and things like that. And I never participated on that because I didn't see a reason to. But now, being on YouTube and a creator, I see that reason because I feel how rewarding it is to be a part of a community that is special like this one. So, and that's a pretty bold statement coming from me because I was never into that. So just, I mean, a little bit of background, and I've talked about this when I did my story, is that I worked for Microsoft and as a contractor for Microsoft, then was an employee, but only for a short time. But I worked as a contractor. I worked for AT&T, but I was a systems engineer for AT&T, and then I was a contractor to Microsoft before getting hired. And what I did was I worked on Windows 95. It was the beta version, which is like the new pilot version that comes out. I think everyone knows what beta means now. I remember used to having to explain what beta was back then, but I worked on the beta version of Windows 95. And so basically what Windows 95 did, because the internet was brand new, in Windows 3.1 for workgroups was the name Windows for workgroups, you had to have a browser. You still have to have a browser, but that browser now is actually intertwined with the shell. So like Windows used to run on an operating system called DOS. Windows was the application, and that became the shell of the operating system. And so then you had to have a browser in that shell, But what Windows 95 did is it intertwined the two, like it became a part of, so you could access the internet from anywhere in the shell. So like in programs, you know, like now you can like be in a program and you can share that to Facebook or to an email or you can look it up on the internet from a program or an app, you know, like Adobe or whatever you're using. It can be Spotify. So anyway, Windows 95 was the first operating system that did that, even way before Apple. And we were ahead of the game then. But unfortunately, that's when my wife was killed. I started drinking real heavily, got introduced to drugs, and I went this way, and the rest of the world and technology went that way. And I tried to keep up, but it's hard when you're not in a lab, and I mean like a computer lab that these big corporations have, which was like my office. You kind of fall behind on things. And so when I got out of prison, I was like, what the hell? People had phones, their faces were lit up, listen to music. So my mind went directly like, how is this happening? You know, what technology are they using? I never heard of Bluetooth. I knew what Wi-Fi was, but because I dealt with routers, but not wireless routers. But I knew that was coming down the line eventually someday. So fun fact or fun story. When I was working for AT&T, went to this huge convention. This is in 1993. Went to this huge convention, and it was like a technology of the future convention. And basically, they showed this video of what the future would look like. And so they had like this, like it was like a plane crash, and these doctors in a helicopter, and they were talking on these devices. And they were talking to the boots on the ground, you know, ground zero. And they were, you know, looking at the carnage and be like, okay, yeah, you know, hook him up. And they would hook him up, and it would get the guy's medical records, if he was a diabetic or who he was. And it was doing it all in real time on video on these devices and sending it back. And then it had like the geolocation of the event all on the phone. And like, I remember me and the guy who I drove with, cause we like carpooled, we had like an 8-hour drive and we shared a hotel room, and we carpooled, and we looked at each other and it was like, yeah, right. Like, yeah, maybe in 2100 or 2200, because as engineers and having to pay, let me give an example. So this SD card is 128 gigabytes, right? This little SD card is 128 gigabytes. Back then, there was, oh man, this is perfect. This is perfect. We had these discs that were literally this big. So as a reference, we had these discs that were this big. I'm not even talking about the 3.5 floppy. We had a gigabyte disc this big. It was called a Jazz drive. It was made by a company called iOmega. iOmega made a Jazz drive. And this was the size of the disc that went into the drive that read the storage, right? 1 gig. This one disc was like $600 for 1 gigabyte. And that was ahead of the times, top of the line. The military had got together with them to work in theirs. But now, fast forward, we have 128 gigs. So that would have been 128 of these, times that by 6, let's just say $500. 128 of these at $500 is what? 60 something times 500. It would be like 30 grand. This would have been like $30,000. This much storage. I get these now. I mean, I can find these for $10. So, and the only reason why our phones can do those things is because storage technology is so small, because those programs are huge. And so it takes a lot of code to do all that. So when you're an engineer looking at that, knowing that this costs that much money and is this big, it's not a small thing to have a phone with that much storage and that much technology in it seemed like centuries away. So when I got out, I was tripping out. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell happened? But now I understand how it happened, why it happened. There's a law like Moore's law or whatever, that every 18 months technology, doubles and triples. And so in 18 months now, this technology triples. So, who even knows what that'll look like? And then 18 months from then, that tripled technology from this triples, you know what I mean? And it's a one of those things. And that's how we got to where we are today. All right. It's enough of that. I'm sorry, guys. I got into the weeds of in technology. I nerded out for a second, and I'm sure you guys are like, can you please play a court video or something? Holy mackerel, there's a lot of messages. Let's see. Anka, how you doing, Anka? It's good to see you. Yeah, that sucks that it shows right. I feel like it starts when a lot of people are going to work, and we've thought about doing it earlier, but I take my daughter to school. Like, it would be awesome to do this at 6 a.m. and maybe go for 4 hours. You know what I mean? That would be dope. But I have to take my daughter to school, so that's kind of a bummer. But just know that the time might change. We might change the time that we do the show. But for right now, we're just writing it out at 8 while we work out all the kinks. And there's so many chats already. Sorry so late. Remember to subscribe. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. Now if we can get training of service dogs cost down. Let's see what's going on down here. Blessed Crochet states, now if we can only get the training of service dogs cost down, one day we hope to get a diabetic service dog for her husband. Sit down is $25,000. Blessed Crochet, I might be able to help you out with something like that. I don't know what state you're in or where you're at, but diabetic service dog for her husband. I might be able to help you out with that. I have a line on service dogs that are trained. I just need to go find out what exactly they're all trained for. And it's not 25,000, not even close to that. So, and they're badass. They're trained by female incarcerated women that are doing really good, and they get to train these dogs to do all sorts of things. So I will find that out today and get back with you. Because even if you had to drive to Montana or ship an animal, it would be way less than 25,000. What do I do with my pen? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Diabetic. Sweet. I will check that out. Yeah, and I'm really close with the person who runs that whole program. All right. First posted of the day. I should have kept all of my Post-its I threw away yesterday. You guys would be like, what the hell? It can change, but since this is an interesting statement. Never really had a belief that people can change, but since following you and Tommy's channel, some faith has been returned. I appreciate you saying that, Dory. Must love dogs. I think a lot of people feel that way, and I think I feel that way knowing that I have changed. Um, I think I have felt that way about certain people and places and things, that it's just never going to change, or this situation will never change, or that person won't ever change. Especially if they're older and they're still doing the same old things, right? Um, I But you know what? I'm coming to understand that everybody can change, anyone can change, and that there's like a default that they can get back to, that comes from a place of love, that doesn't try to take advantage of people, or doesn't hurt people, doesn't commit crimes, um, and things like that, and doesn't they don't do things that hurt themselves and others, and they don't do things to themselves that that nurtures hate, and um, the ability to accept them to commit crimes and things like that. I had another word in my head, but I couldn't think of it, so I had to explain the word I was thinking of. But yeah, but sometimes we lose faith in people, and so we just think that, man, it won't happen. But I think Tommy and I are good examples of that. It can happen. Of course, we have to stay vigilant and be balanced in our lives, with self-care, our mental health. It's a lot of hard work. Making a living, providing. It is a lot of hard work. It's not easy to remain changed. Um, the crime part is because, I don't ever want to go back to jail, but just being a reasonable, understanding, loving person. Um, it's easy to be loving. I feel like it is, but in times of chaos and turmoil and things that upset you, it's it's a lot of work to remain loving, and trying to understand where that other person is coming from, and what their day has been, and what they're going through. If someone responds poorly to me, maybe I have to try to think that, like, maybe that, you know, as an example, maybe that guy's dog died today, something, people always say that, oh, what happened? Did your dog die? And, that's why you're being a dick or something. But, yeah, so people can change. And I say this all the time, God is a miracle worker, and he can change that person too. My wife's ex, is back in prison now, and she's always like, yeah, I knew it. He'll never change. He'll never change. And I have to kind of like remind her, like, no, he can change, and we have to always give him a chance to that maybe this is it, or that he's going to change, or and get his shit together. I just dropped some. Okay. Where are we at? Blessed Crochet, I'm going to read your chats a little bit later. Here's a good example of someone changing that never thought. I never lost faith in Kyle, but yeah, but I feel like he is surprised, and I would have told you that before he even said that out loud. Sobriety is super powerful. When I first got sober, my sponsor would be like, man, just let it happen. You're going to be amazed at what happens. If I would have if you would have showed me a picture of my life today, 5 years ago, I would have you said you were a crazy person. But yeah, here we are. If you would have shown me a picture of Kyle's life, 5 years ago, what it is today, I would have said for sure you were a crazy person. And not that he was a bad person, but he was just living a specific lifestyle that I just thought, because he did it so well, like he did it and didn't hurt people, didn't take advantage of people, but was still, uh, destructive to himself. I never thought he would be so healthy. And the last time I seen him, he was like had put on some muscle weight, and I was like, "What the heck is going on right now?" He's like a little Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just seen a thing. Sean Atwood's friend, Wild Man, did some dog training in prison in Arizona. Rip Wildman. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, guys, just know that I'm probably going to miss some messages, but I do go back and read them. And then when I watch the replay with my wife or someone else, I check out the chat and I will, if there's anything there I need to see or read and respond to, I will do that. Make a note, send an email, or whatever I need to do. Thank you, Julie Lee. I appreciate you saying that. That's very, very kind. I really appreciate that. Sound, and I am like it quickly because I know it's emergency low. What is that? Lacey Silver, his CG. Oh, okay. You guys are talking about diabetic stuff. Okay. All right. Let's get into some business. I have a video. Well, first, let's check in with. Let's check in with a. We're gonna check in with Judge. We're gonna check in with Judge Fleischer. We're just gonna check him out live. If this isn't a video or anything, we're just gonna check him out live because he is a character. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Judge Fleischer, but he is a character for sure, and an amazing judge. Super caring, wants people to do well, and
Ask you all, when you do speak up, will you please flash your juror card just so we know which juror is speaking, and speak nice and loudly?
oh, he's gonna be in a trial
Probably more
today.
recorded
Dang
than
it,
invited me earlier, so that she knows everything we're all saying today. Okay,
bummer.
so yes, that, what else?
Well, why don't I?
Yes, sure.
Why don't I find a video of his on my channel? Oh, I guess everyone is updated on Tommy because they watched the lifeboat. But for those of you who don't watch the lifeboat, Tommy is still in pain. I was gonna talk about this when I first came on, but I got sidetracked with the chat. Hey, I'm Banana. How you doing today? Um, the He's just still in pain, and he's literally flat on his back. He did go to the doctor yesterday. He has some tissue damage, and his ankle is sprained. Okay. Ankle is sprained. Yeah, he has a sprain in his right ankle. So, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he's going to be out for a little bit. Hold on, I just need to return this real quick. No, let me find a video first. Yeah, we're gonna watch some Judge Fleischer. Judge Fleischer is pretty awesome. I know I have some good ones that I have kept. Oh yeah, where's the there was a guy who had seen him on YouTube and was like starstruck by him. So we'll play this. It's the guy on the right. He's like Persian from like Iran or something. He's super funny.
I see you put videos on YouTube on me.
I don't.
Yeah, you show it to me
I live
yesterday.
stream so that the whole world gets to see
We're
how.
being famous, me and you now.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Scott. Good luck.
Legally married, they're still legally married.
We are not in an insurance plan. We are not legally married. I applied for divorce. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna talk no more. I promise. I'm not gonna talk.
What are you? Iranian? Shit, you look Mexican as Persian? Yeah. Hummus is good. Yeah, hummus is good.
What's your name, Persian dude? Farnood? Oh shit. When you go to Starbucks, what's the name? Fabio! Oh, out of here.
Yeah, Mr. Scott, the Spriggs for the plea,
Okay.
and Mr. Khalifi for Mr. Elick right behind him.
Coming up, guys.
Come on up.
Oh, we got it.
I'm gonna talk to you, but let him finish first.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in jail with credit for the 27 that you've already done.
Should be. Okay,
Yeah.
that was 29, but
You should be 29.
Really? Look at that.
but I was told because it's
On the back
listed.
for you. That's pretty cool. DA's going to bat for you, man. That's good. What?
27.
It's been 27 since October 25th, but he was initially taken in on 7, in July for the same charge. It was no PC and then refiled.
Okay. I'll give him 29.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Not a problem. All right. So, Mr. Scott, but regardless, you have to understand that it's going to go on your record. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. So if you ever pick up another one of these cases in penitentiary, have you been to the pen before?
So,
Yeah. Next time you pick up a serious felony, it could
I'll
be a
be right
15 to
back,
life
guys.
case. If you've
Your Honor,
been,
if I may, just so the court is aware, and I explained to him the ramifications, he is on parole currently for the enhancement.
Ay, sometimes, a woman is like a piece of cancer. She'll kill you, dude. She'll absolutely kill you. How can someone get into your head so much, twirl you up so much that you lose control, no matter how small it is, to where you end up in a box for the next 3 months? Not only that, it's very possible they revoke your parole, send you back to prison then. So many other fish in the sea, just go find another release, because life's too short to live in and out of custody. You know what I mean? This applies to you, Mr. Khalifa, as well. How are you going to let someone get into your head so much so, you cut the cancer out before it kills you. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. So how do you plead to the offense of assault family member? You also have to understand, because you're on probation or parole, this could be used to revoke that. It could result in further confinement. Is this what you want to do? You sure? Okay, man. I'm going to find you guilty. I'll send you to 90 days in jail. Is it enhanced, Greg? Do you know?
It is with a felon in possession of a weapon.
Is it true that you had that felon in possession? Okay, true to enhancement. Mr. Scott, come on, man. Life's too short. Mr. Elick. Thanks, Greg.
Your Honor, I'm approaching for on bail review for Mr. Khalifa.
Mr. Khalifa, I know that you're telling me this thing, but we have complaining witness that has been calling, saying that she's terrified.
Can I say something, if you don't mind? Okay.
But remember, everything that you say, they can use it against you. Don't. Did you want to say something?
Oh, Judge, I mean, I've already kind of explained to you the continuous contact and bond violations that have been occurring. I think it's important to note that this individual had 3 warrants out at the same time. He failed to appear, obviously for the misdemeanor. For the felony, his warrant was sent out for violation of bond, violating the exclusion zone. I received calls nearly every day from the complainant telling me how scared she is, that he is continuously trying to contact her. He's canceled her credit card. He is trying to call her from blocked numbers. He is continuously violating his bond. He has stated himself that he does not care about the protective order.
I would object to hearsay, Your Honor. I know he didn't come to court. He has been sick with diabetes.
Can I say something, sir?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, as the same day I have a court, I was here, by the way, and I
No, you weren't.
Sir, can you give me second, Judge, if you don't
Sure.
mind? I wasn't here in the building. I was here around this area. My blood sugar.
Doesn't count.
Can I say something? I talked to the sheriff to take me to the court. He told me just to keep going and the park is there and to go. I feel down, my blood sugar was so high until like maybe I get up. Some people, they broke my door to open it because I'm diabetic, it's a very bad condition. When I get up, I don't know what time, it was like 4:30. I show up at the court here, they told me it's already done. Come back Monday. When I come back Monday with my other attorney for the felony, you know what? They told me it's closed today, the court. So you don't have to be there, just to be patient until like we give you court. So I wasn't Skype, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, I will say,
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I had to leave there. I had an emergency. But everything's cool. My buddy's gonna take care of it while I'm on the live. So, all right. And this guy's funny, this dude.
he
Yeah,
has,
he's
they haven't
crazy.
brought him here the past 2 days.
Can I say something also too? Yesterday I have a court here, right? During my way to the court and I am in jail, right? What happened to me? They took me to the hospital for my bad condition. 7 hours, we try to reduce my blood sugar. 3 times they give me insulin, it's still high. They refuse to send me to the court. This is my condition, sir.
They want to make sure that before they bring you to court, you're in a good
See what I'm
condition.
talking about now? I'm not lying, sir. So why I escape if I have a court?
You weren't here.
Exactly, because my bad condition.
How do I know that?
What I argue you right now, to waive the bond, the fees.
Regardless, you don't come to court.
I told you what happened, sir.
How do I know that?
I just explained to you.
But you know how many people tell me the sky's purple?
I'm not lying, sir.
But I tell you, that's
Because
why.
I'm very sure. Even
I tell
yesterday,
you,
I
that's
haven't
why
gone
you
to
know.
court. I cannot make it, and I am here already.
Your Honor, his bond has been denied on the felony, so even if you did lower it, he's still
You see what
won't be
I'm
able to
saying?
get out unless they.
Exactly.
Felony court has revoked your bond and you're at 0 bond.
That's zero.
It's funny. I bet you in his country, in front of a judge, they don't even get a chance to explain anything. So he's probably like, "Oh, this is a great country. We just explain ourselves, and they believe us." So I kind of get like his his thing is whatever is get down.
Even if I were to tell you, look, go, be fancy, be free, your felony court has made you no bond. So there's nothing that we can do at this point anyway.
No, just to waive the fee. And I have another thing about what she was telling you, sir. Yeah, I have the approval. All of this is a scam, by the way, because I'm the one he got message, very scary message.
I would like to know, do you have, other than her word, any kind of documentation, any kind of evidence to show that he is violating conditions of his bond? Because I would like to see it. Because I would like to show it to Mr. Khalifa if in fact you have something.
Correct.
I have screenshots from the complaint, so if I may kind of explain, it's a little complex. So
Don't
they're still
interrupt.
legally
Finish.
married, they're still legally married, they're on the same insurance plan.
We are not in an insurance plan. We are not legally married. I apply for
You-
divorce. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I will have to pull you out of
Okay,
this
I'm so
court.
sorry. I'm not gonna talk no more. I promise you. I'm not gonna talk no more.
We promise not to talk
I
anymore.
promise you.
Self, this tells
He
me
promises.
if you're incapable of controlling yourself, this tells me a lot about you.
Just because my bad, the blood.
Stop.
I'm not talking no more.
So the two are still legally
I'm not
married,
talking no more,
and shared an
but
insurance
you are
plan.
talking.
while he was on bond, he called to amend it to raise the rate and then have all of the money for the insurance plan taken out of her account. And that would only be permissible, obviously, by one of the holders of the plan. She
Thank
did
you,
not do
John.
it. I have
Appreciate
screenshots
it.
of that from her judge. I have a lot of evidence that she's sent me, provided me. I understand that it's hard for you to believe if it's like blocked numbers. I understand your hesitation with that.
Show me. I mean, if you have block numbers, if you have 50 block numbered calls, that's something, because that's not something that would normally happen. Well, I get a lot of calls from like scammers and crap, right? But I mean, if you get 50 block calls in a very short amount of time, I know that's Morgan, you don't have to do it just this very minute, right? But I would like it like really, really soon.
Absolutely.
And what I want to come back within maybe a day or two, and I'm going to show him, look, this is what we have. This is what we don't have. If we don't have anything, then, but I understand if she's scared, but show me the money. I want to see what you have.
Can we move till Friday? And then
Sure, of course.
if the state can send that to me too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I want to know why is she so scared? Why? You're itching to say something else. What did you want to say?
Remember when she said I destroy her car?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
We're not getting it.
I want to see the video.
Okay.
You will.
The video has been uploaded and shared.
You will.
Look at his lawyer. His lawyer's
And
great.
Everything that they have, you will get to see.
But you promise me you dismiss it if I didn't touch her car?
I'm not going to promise you.
I
What are you,
didn't touch
you
her
crazy?
car.
I can't dismiss
I
something.
did not touch it.
If that is the fact, then the evidence will point to whose side is correct. I don't know.
Just stand by her mirror.
But you have to understand that it takes time to get
I
evidence.
understand.
And we will get it. And as soon as Mr. Ela gets it, he's going to show it to
Just
you.
argue for the bond, make
Okay.
it reduce.
We're gonna come back.
First talk to felony court because you're at no bond over there. And then if you get something in felony court, come back and we can talk.
Your Honor, do you want to move this case to Friday or?
Yeah. Whatever you want. I mean, if you want to tomorrow, Thursday, whatever you want. I'm happy to do.
I see you put videos on YouTube on me.
I don't.
Yeah, you show it to me
I live
yesterday.
stream so that the whole world gets to see
We're
how.
being famous, me and you now.
Okay.
No, just
Scott.
He's like, I'm just talking.
Thank you. See you Friday.
I love that dude, man. I don't know why I love that dude. All right. I love that video. That's one of my favorite videos. Yeah, the message to his wife is run. That's exactly right. Get the hell out of there because that fool is crazy. But I explained to you. I explain. I know lots of people say it wasn't me. I didn't do it. So yeah, that's a good video. So that's Judge Fleischer. But he's in a trial today, so I was hoping we're going to be able to see some live stuff from him, but no such luck. No such luck. Let's see. I do have a Judge Webster I wanted to share again. But let's let me see. Man, there's a good Judge Perkins. I had a standoff. All right, sorry guys. I am going to play. This is like a roulette. I guess I could do it like a roulette, just kind of just close my eyes and pick something. Okay, this is a good one. This guy's real disrespectful to Judge Perkins, man. Check it out. I'll just let the video speak for itself. This is when my channel was called the All Rise Legal Network. And that's my LLC is All Rise Legal Network. But
Isn't it, buddy?
Have a good day, Mr.
Mr. Uneducated Judge.
Have a good day, Mr.
Uneducated
Goodman.
judge.
You keep walking
How are
on out
you
of
even a
turn,
judge?
I'm gonna hold you in contempt, okay? And we're gonna give you some jail time, okay? All right, let's go back on the record, Mr. Gubin. I have a insurance
Top right
policy.
corner.
So I said in this, hey, it's a quick and absolute crazy. Put a 1 in the comments if you understand the defendant. Put a 2 in the comments if it's clear what the judge is saying. And then I say, we'll talk about it on Discord, which I never did. I never ever went to Discord. Not one time to talk about it because no one's there at the same time. I need to figure out Discord someday, but anyways, here we go. This is a really good hearing. This is just a traffic case.
It's my wife and me.
Right. I have an insurance policy here. The only thing about this is I don't see a valid date.
Oh God, you cannot be serious. Do you not see the
No,
Ram
I'm
truck right there?
serious. I'm serious.
I'm surprised I'm not getting the same courtesy as the others. This is
I'm
blowing.
giving you the same courtesy. I'm giving you an opportunity to show me some proper documentation. You showed me some invalid registration first.
Sir, the truck is gone, sir. The truck is it got stolen from me at gunpoint. Insurance paid me off for the truck.
Okay,
That is not the policy that you asked for, and you're
I'm not.
And I showed you valid proof that the truck was registered.
Please, don't say anything, Mr. Berry. Don't say anything, Mr. Berry.
Yeah, let him hang
Gould,
himself.
What did he say?
Mr. Gould.
All I was trying to say was I'm extremely sick. I'm
If you
literally
don't
throwing up right
listen,
now.
listen to me. I'm not. We're not gonna talk like this. I'm gonna talk, and you're gonna listen, and I'm gonna give you an opportunity to talk. All right. So first of all, don't accuse me of not giving you the same courtesy as everybody else, because that's absolutely not true. I don't have to dismiss these cases and just because you said you had insurance. I can send you straight to trial or make you or not make you take the deal. I can't make you do anything, but I'm trying to give you an opportunity to show me valid documentation, okay?
And I'm trying to.
And I don't see, what I told you is, I don't see a proper date on this insurance policy that you sent me.
All right, I'm going to show you this registration that I had on the Ram, and you will see what day that ticket was issued and what day this registration was issued, which was a month or two after the ticket. So the truck was registered and plated, fully insured after I received the tickets.
So show me the insurance policy, the portion of the policy that has the expiration date. You showed me that registration. 1/7/2024.
So you're asking to see a valid what?
I'm asking to see the date on the insurance policy. You gave me an insurance policy. I have that, but it has no date on it.
All I showed was proof that the truck was insured, registered.
All right, I'm not gonna deal with it, all right? Let's set a trial date. Set a trial date.
I'm trying to get this dismissed. This is literally holding me back right now.
You get it dismissed on the day of trial. Day of trial.
Nice. Thanks for no, I see clear why I'm not getting the same courtesy Your name is Sean Perkins? Yeah, okay. I will.
That's the last time I checked.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. It's all right.
Mr. Gubin.
I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear the blabby blab. Just stop talking to me.
I was just gonna ask if you want to go in the breakout room.
What is a breakout room? I showed all my proof. I showed all the proof. I showed the proof, Mr. Sean Perkins. What is it? Is it my, what is it? My
Have a
complaint?
good day, Mr. Have a
He
good day,
pulled the
Mr.
race card.
Isn't it, buddy?
Have a good day, Mr.
Mr. Uneducated Judge.
Have a good day, Mr. Goodman. You keep on
How are
talking
you
out of
even a
turn.
judge,
I'm gonna hold you in contempt, okay? And we're gonna give you some jail time, okay?
What a clown.
You done?
Anything else?
Are you
Anything
done?
else, pal?
All right. I'm gonna hold him in contempt. I'm gonna give him 30 days Wayne County Jail, all right?
There you go.
Right, okay.
That's- You have an absolute right to a hearing
You
and
will
and
accept a
to
huge
speak
lawsuit.
to
I
speak
showed
to
you
them.
every
Okay.
single proof of documentation that
All
I
right.
needed to, and
Have
you
a great day.
refused to dismiss my stuff.
Have a great
Well,
day.
why is that?
Have a great day. We're not talking anymore, all right? We're done talking.
Yeah, that's what I
30
thought.
days Wayne County Jail.
So where are we on this case?
Yep.
I don't
And
know if the two of you
I do have an
had
update for that
discussions on
guy.
this
He does
issue.
go to jail and he apologizes.
Oh, good. Because
You know,
have a
when-
choice.
it was an offhanded apology. It would take me a while to find that. I think I put it on my other channel that I don't even have anymore. So that was a pretty good hearing. Yeah, he could, and I don't wish jail on anybody, but if I see something where I think, yeah, that guy deserves to go to jail, like, then I'm like, okay, yeah, he should be in jail. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy hearing. Let's see. Let's get into something we can like discuss. Like a hearing that we can all like talk about. Man, I wish I'd have pulled up some news stories for today. I really had no nothing going on. I guess Jelly Roll has a huge announcement. Let's see. Sorry guys, I know it's dead air and I'm just sitting here not talking. Let's see here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, here we go. We're gonna play this case. This is from a judge that not a lot of people cover. I cover this judge. He swears a lot, like on the bench. He does a lot of swearing, and I it blows me away that he does that. But I don't know if he does. No, this is 40 minutes long. I'm not gonna play that. That's just a little too long. Let's see. We'll just stay in the theme of just disrespectful defendants. Oh, did you guys see this one? Did you guys see here? I'm gonna play this. Wonder if you guys seen this.
So, all right, thank you. Cause number 23-41421 on Braden Rodriguez.
Hey, James.
Mr. Parker.
So this kid, he's a teenager. He essayed, allegedly essayed. Well, he pleads guilty to it, but I don't think he understands what he's pleading guilty to. But when he finds out he has to register, watch what happens when he finds out he has to register as a essay offender.
Good morning. Are you Braden Rodriguez? No. And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Judge.
So it's reduced to a third or reduced to, okay. Mr. Rodriguez, the state's elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of indecency with a child by exposure, which is a third degree felony
indecency.
from May 31st of 2022. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty to that charge because you actually did that? I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker? And do you fully understand them? And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement is for a 5-year deferred adjudicated probation, a $500 fine, and you'll be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this a, does he have to register?
We should fill out that paperwork.
Yeah, so you need to make sure and do the registration. Do you understand, as a part of this plea, you'll be required to register as a sex offender? It's on the tablet, or in, there's two,
Okay.
either one.
Okay.
It's not.
Right, it's not.
Do you okay? Take a break. You're okay.
Good night.
I know.
So I don't I don't necessarily know if that was because of he just found out he had to register, or because it happened pretty fast. I think he wasn't feeling well. Period. But yeah, he passed out. I see someone mentioned
You're on
Judge
the record in
Shackelford.
the 13th Judicial District.
Yeah, I love Judge Shackelford.
District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas. Case number 2024 CR
Let's play some Judge Shackelford.
26.
She is a hoot, man. And she's got
State of Kansas versus Jordan Alicia Denny.
she has a there's a guy judge that is just like her too. Just ready to it's her courtroom, and she doesn't let anything slip by. I know whatever I have on her, it's going to be good. Let me just find one of her. I have hours and hours of footage of her. I could just pull up something off my hard drive, but I will find something that's already been edited. And I'm way down in the weeds. Like I'm way down in the weeds from over a year ago. Let me go here. I know I have one where she oh, here's a couple. Here's a good one. All right, here we go. Here's some Judge Shackelford. She's amazing. She just doesn't let anyone get away with anything, but she's a really hardcore treatment judge. She likes to get people into treatment, but if they're not willing to help themselves, then she's got nothing for you.
Welcome to Legal Live Wire.
And I also see we have the complainant, Ms. Jones present as well. So we're here today for a settlement conference.
Judge, there is an issue I would like to address before we get into the issues of the settlement conference. Judge, the complaining witness is present today in court. She did indicate to myself as well as the First Step advocate that a defendant in this case has been reaching out to her via telephone, leaving her voicemail. And she also indicated to me that he has been sending her explicit photos of herself back to her, Judge. So this is an issue that we would like to address now. I did make counsel, it's my understanding that he was just retained, and I did make him aware of that issue.
All right, Mr. Sharp, so are you the new attorney on this case?
I am, Your Honor. As of this morning, I filed my appearance on Friday.
Okay. So ma'am, do you have your telephone with you? Yes. And did you have a chance to hear any of these messages?
We could have the judge, would the court like to hear the messages or see the messages?
Mr. Sharp,
Yes, Your Honor.
there's an allegation that your client is violating the conditions of his bond.
I hope not, Your Honor. He knows better.
Well, me too.
I hope not, Your Honor. He knows better.
What Ms. Jones has here. So if you can produce that for me when Ms. Jones gets to it.
Judge, may I approach?
You may. You did, right? Anything that you were sent, and ma'am, I know this is somewhat embarrassing, and I'm not trying to embarrass you or disrespect you, but is there something you can show me that you know only he would have? Do you have messages from him that show that he says something or has some other content in it that would?
That only he would have it.
Yeah, that would clarify that.
It's so much. 1 second.
Are you responding to these messages?
In most instances, no, there's only 1/3. So that for sure is him saying like, oh, this is not me that's doing all this texting me. But
yo, hit me up. Nevertheless, we going through everything. We going through that girl lying on me. Never would I disrespect you. I hurt behind this. In time, everything will work out. And is that a number that you associated with him?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do you have something going on with him that might involve the girl lying on him?
No.
Okay, you're not sure what the content of that is? He sent you explicit photographs of yourself?
And other women.
Okay. Were those explicit photographs of yourself photographs that he took? Or photographs that you sent him?
Yes, no, he took a video of me getting out of the shower that I did not give him permission to take.
Sharps, not looking good for Mr. Bankhead.
So he took a video of her in the shower when she wasn't aware of it. That's just creep behavior. Yeah, that's super creep behavior. Who does that, man? I guess
After this
Mr.
happened,
Mr. Bankhead does.
Oh, you want
This guy
back?
over
Ma'am,
here.
can you come closer to that microphone? I know you're speaking with Mr. Shadra, but I need to make sure a record's being made. What is that?
This is one where he's referencing a no contact order, Judge.
All right, there's a text that he's referencing the no contact order.
Yeah, John, I'll send you my email in the chat
So
right
that is
now.
a woman that works for Saks, and she sent me these bags after this incident happened. So I just let her know that we have a no contact order in place, but she wasn't aware of that.
So that's third party contact, and the video, was that sent to you from a number you associated with him, or was that, you don't have to show me the video, ma'am. Were you able to show the advocate that video?
I've shown her videos of other women that he sent like within the past. Maybe 2.
All right.
Look at him.
But the one that he sent to me was a while ago.
But it was after I put in the no contact order?
Sweet, I'll be
set
looking for
bond
him.
conditions on this. Well, Judge Salamone did, he was filling in for me. On 12/28/23. Was it after that date?
Not that video, no, it was before then. But the video of other women was after the no contact order.
All right, so the video of you was before the no contact, but other women have been sent to you, or videos of other women have been sent to you since the no contact order?
Yes, that's a different woman. These are like just videos that he has sent me.
Mr. Bankhead, what part of no contact is complicated for you? Don't answer me. But Mr. Shar, what am I to do with
Don't
this?
answer.
I've got a complaining witness on a domestic violence who has contact literally on her phone from after the no contact order was put in place, showing that the defendant is in fact contacting her.
Judge, I understand the allegations. My client indicates to me that he's never called her at all or contacted her by any number that he owns. So I don't know where these numbers are coming from or who's sending them. It could be a third party that's doing that. But if you could strongly let my client know that whoever he's in communication with is sending these text messages to her, which is improper and not allowed by the court order.
Mr. Bankhead, I want to be super clear to you. I have zero issue with throwing you in the Wayne County Jail while this case is pending and setting a high cash bond for you. It won't make me flinch. I won't lose sleep at night. You will sit there while this case works its way through the system. You are not to contact the complaining witness of this case, and you can't have anyone else do it either. Are we clear?
Yeah, yes. Can I speak to you, Your Honor?
Mr. Bankhead, you have a right to remain silent. I would encourage you to listen to what I'm saying and for you to have contact with your attorney and discuss it with your attorney before you make too many statements on this record, sir.
Okay.
I just want to be clear with you on that. But I'm making notations on this
At least he
file
listened to that. He's like,
there
yeah,
have
you
been
okay.
communications, or the complaining witness is certainly alleging there are.
These two great.
You're violating a no contact order. I will be sending there are actual videos of him in the videos. He's taking videos and sending them to her. Mr. Sharp, he is taking the video and holding his phone like this, sending them with him and other women. I'm not sure. She sends a copy of the image and says, you're not supposed to be, you're violating a no contact order. I'll send this to the prosecutor. Good day. This not Tank, this is girl, stupid police ass girl. Now tell the prosecutor, that weird ass bitch, I was waiting on you to slip up. Bitch, this me. And then there's, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Mr. Shadra. What are you asking for?
Judge, we're asking that the defendant's bond be revoked and a high cash bond be implemented as a result of the violation of the no contact, no go to work.
He was given a $500 cash bond, Mr. Shar. Like the videos are clear. It's him taking the videos.
Judge, as I indicated, I just got on this case. My client claims he had nothing to do with that at all. I don't know if someone is sending these to the victim or not. I'm not sure. I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever heard of these messages. My client, I informed him of that this morning. He's adamantly denying that he had anything to do with that, because I told him there should be no contact.
I mean,
at all
I'm
with,
trying to
with the
I'm
victim.
trying
in
to
this
figure
case.
out how he could do that. Or
So if the
let's just say he didn't send them, and there's a video of him going like this. So he would have had to have taken that video and then shared that with someone, and then someone send that to her to try to get him in trouble. But it feels like he would never send a video like that to somebody who had it out for him. So the probability of it not being him is pretty low. I'm just trying to think, because it's all alleged to an extent, allegedly. I don't do it as good. Allegedly.
The court can kindly give him one more chance and to show you that he has not had any contact with her at all.
I mean, how much does she have to put up with before he changes his way? I mean, I'm looking at the phone. It's abundantly clear that these messages are coming from your client. And I know you're new to the case, Mr. Shard, and you haven't had an opportunity to counsel him on my tolerance for defendants in domestic violence cases violating my no contact order. But it's a...
She's torn because she can't prove it.
I definitely understand the victim's position in this matter as well. All I could say is my client adamantly denies that he would try to violate his bond. He's on supervised release for the federal court anyway as well. So he's really on the tightrope.
He's got a fed case.
I know how the court feels about these kind of cases. And I don't believe that he would have any involvement any further with this victim till this case is resolved.
He's under federal supervision right now. Is there a case pending?
No, he's done with his case, Your Honor. He's on sort of like parole, but they call it supervised release in the federal system.
Okay. You'd think he'd know better.
Yeah, that's why I'm really surprised, Your Honor. I've known Mr. Bankhead for years, and he knows better. So that's why I'm really surprised that this even came up.
I do find he violated the no contact order. The documentation here is clear. I mean, I'm amending the bond. He's $7,000 cash bond. He can post that, or he can turn himself in at this court by tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Is that 7,000 cash surety, Your Honor, or 7,000 cash?
Cash.
Cash surety.
Thank you.
So he only has to pay 10%.
Man,
All right, thank
so
you.
$700.
If he contacts you or anyone contacts you, I want you to immediately make a police report, and I want you to contact your advocate and the prosecutor forthwith, so we can come right to court. We don't have to wait 3 weeks for a court date. If he contacts you or you believe he's contacting you, you contact your advocates, and we will set a hearing forthwith. Okay. All right, we're all set.
All right, well, that was that. Yeah, so those are all pretty good videos. I have a ton of videos on my site, on my channel that are good like that. I mean, I could keep playing, videos. But I do have some pictures I want to show, because we talked about pictures yesterday, and John said he's going to send me some pictures of some tattoos, and it reminded me that I do have some pictures, but I forgot to get them set up, so I'm going to do that right now. Let's see here. Let me just get them up. All right, let's see. I'm going to go. This is a tattoo of Groot that I did. You guys are probably all familiar with Groot. It's a pretty cool tattoo. This is really fresh, so that's on a guy's side. And then I did this on my wife's shoulder. So it's kind of like a watercolor, but with just black and gray tones, but like a watercolor tattoo. I love doing those tattoos. Those look, I just think they look really clean. And whenever people see her in public, they always ask, "Oh, who did that tattoo? Who did that tattoo?" And then that's how it goes over the shoulder. It's just kind of like some abstract leaves, kind of an X-ray of leaves, a little bit. It's in between an X-ray of the leaf and then the actual leaf. I did that. These are called X-ray flowers. I did this on a wife of one of the sergeants of the police, Yellowstone County Sheriff's Department here in town. I tattoo on a lot of law enforcement and their families. But that's pretty cool. See, it's like an X-ray of the flower, so you can like see through it. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Tana Louie. Those are I really love doing those tattoos. That's just me tattooing. And I think I've shared this one before. This is the very, very first watercolor I ever did. I just had never done any watercolor. So the person asked me to design a watercolor rose, but they wanted it like splashing out. And so I did that. That's my old clothing line. So when I was in treatment, one of the assignments I had to do before I told my story to everybody was to draw my addiction. And so, it's kind of, how do you draw your addiction? So I just drew like an old school, like syringe. And then there's like a little, and then the needle of the syringe is like, has me bound like in handcuffs, but it's like locked me in. And then there's like a see-through, you can like see the prison bars behind it because it always takes me to jail when I was using. And then on the inside of the syringe, there's like it's like me jumping off a building because it's suicidal. And then I have some of my old prison gang tattoos on the thing. And then remember yesterday I shared with you guys I had OD'd in treatment. I was actually in treatment and I had OD'd, and that's the paramedic saving my life. Just a really cool guy. I ended up talking with him like a year and a half later. I came and talked to the treatment center, and I brought him along with me, and we talked about my OD. And I did my talk on just, the struggles of staying clean and getting clean and being in treatment. And so real quick, I want to talk about this for a second. Let me take this off the stage. So people used to ask me, that's the one and only time I ever OD'd. And what had happened is someone had left the treatment center and they were looking for work. Because once you get close to the end, you get to go look for work. Anyway, I had him bring me back a bottle of vodka because I was still in detox, and I knew that alcohol would kind of take away some of those detoxification pains of detoxing from opiates. And I was like on day 21, but I had been doing 5 grams a day of really, really strong opiates. And so my detox took a long time. So anyway, I'd had him get me a bottle of vodka. I had drank so much of it that I was spinning. I was really too drunk, and they called us for a group that we had to do after dinner in the treatment center. And a guy had shared with me downstairs that he had heroin. And so I went down there because normally if you're drunk and you do heroin, it evens you out and it sobers you up a little bit. So I thought that's what I would do, but I did too much. I was too drunk. And with the depressant of alcohol and the opiate, it stopped my heart and I died. And they had to hit me with, I went and got this just for the explanation. They had to hit me with this. This is called Narcan. This is an inhaler one, but the one they use, they inject in your leg. They had to hit me with that 3 times. Usually 1 time will bring you right back, but because of the alcohol, they had to hit me with it 3 times. And I remember I was laying there. That's me laying there. And there's like 4 other paramedics in the room. And then the guy too who took the picture was my roommate. He actually made a video of it. And I just remember hearing my name being yelled, and it was like Sam, 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 and it got louder and louder and louder. And I shot up like that, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? And like all these paramedics were standing around me, and the paramedic that's standing over me in that picture, I was like, what happened? He was like, you were dead, bro. Because he was like a surfer guy, This is in Venice Beach, California. And he's like, you were dead, bro. And I was like, what? Because I'd never OD'd before. And I was like, I was dead? He's like, yeah, you were dead. And I was like, no way, no way. I couldn't believe that I had OD'd. And I was like, wow. And that is the last time I've ever stuck a needle in my arm or did any, that was the very last time. And that was in 2015. I mean, I have relapsed since then, but I've never stuck myself, and I've never relapsed with heroin or opiates again. So anyways, everyone in my family, so I immediately reached out to my brothers. I have some brothers, like my real brothers in my family, my siblings, told them about it. And, they were all scared for me, and, they just were just super worried about me. And they all asked me, yeah, I really have a love for paramedics now. Thank you to those men. I appreciate that, James. Everyone always asks me, do you see the light? Did you see the light? And I didn't see the light. But what did happen was, I was really in a daze for like a week. I couldn't believe that I could be dead right now. And, thanks to those amazing paramedics, I didn't die. So, but what the weird thing that happened after that, for like 6 months, whenever I would see a fire truck or a paramedic truck I would start crying. It was super emotional for me. I would just get real like choked up and emotional whenever I would see them. And that was a weird thing, like a byproduct of that whole event, was that I would get emotional whenever I would see those trucks. So anyway, hi Jennifer, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. So yeah, so that's that. I know I have some other pictures. That's me in Long Beach when I was at my worst. So this is like a month and a half before that OD. And I look like a skeleton. I look awful. And you know what's crazy is that you think you look so good when you're going through that. But that was on a first date with somebody who I ended up getting her name tattooed on my chest. It's crazy. Anyway, that's a long story. Here's another tattoo I did. So after that first watercolor piece, I started doing lots of watercolor. A lot of nurses ask me for watercolor tattoos. And one of my nurse clients, she asked me to do an otter that had a heart on his chest. And she wanted it in watercolor with some lotus flowers. And so that's what I did. I really love that piece. Yes, John, I absolutely believe God had a plan. And I've done a lot since then in the recovery community. I do a lot. I used to talk a lot. I always say I do a lot of talks. I don't do them anymore. Just because I'm not around that community in Los Angeles anymore. But I used to talk a lot there. I do every once in a while. I'll go do my testimony with my church and talk about it. And then when I do go to treatment hospitals, so I used to go to this treatment hospital called Rimrock and do a talk, but they asked me to not talk about God. And so I stopped talking there. So they didn't necessarily, they basically wanted me to talk about higher power but not talk about God because they didn't want me scaring people away. And I just couldn't, my story, the success of my story is so intertwined with God, like the big G God, that I can't do my talks without it. So I don't go there as often as I used to. Let's see if I have any other tattoos. Oh yeah, here's another Groot that I did. This is baby Groot. I really love this little guy. He's so cool. He's got like headphones on, and he's standing like on a old tape player. Remember the old Sony Walkman tape players? He's like standing on like one of those. That's a really cool picture. And then here's just some more watercolor pictures I did. I really love this piece. I did a painting of this. And I had sold it. I had sold the painting, and the guy had seen the painting at the gallery. And I had little postcards made of the painting I did, and he wanted me to tattoo it on him. So that's the tattoo I did of that. Yeah, I really love this tattoo. It's probably one of my favorite tattoos, and the painting. It's one of my favorite paintings I've ever done. I see all you guys' compliments. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really love this tattoo also. So someone asked me yesterday if I've been in any competitions. This is a tattoo I did at a convention, at a tattoo convention. and I won second place for that. And you should have seen the first place one. The first place one, well deserved first place. It was an amazing tattoo. But yeah, I really love that tattoo also. And this girl, she had came in and it was her birthday, and her boyfriend wanted to buy her a tattoo. We were all set up at the convention, and her boyfriend bought that tattoo for her, and we ended up winning a prize. It's pretty cool. And then here's a watercolor hummingbird that I did. One of my clients flew me out to Michigan, and so remember I talked about how I have a travel case. So I flew out to Michigan and stayed with them and did that on his wife. And I did a big piece on him also. And this is the name of my tattoo company, and this is the name of my art gallery. My art gallery is called Angel Saint Tattoo Gallery. Kind of see it there. Maybe when I make some more t-shirts of the Angel Saint logo, I will make a bunch of them, and I'll get people's addresses, and I'll send you guys all out some t-shirts. I'll probably do that here this summer. Oh, and no, that's for the Alice in Wonderland stuff that we were doing. Yeah, that's some of my tattoos. I could probably go find a bunch more. My portfolio is massive. I've done a lot of tattoos over the years. Maybe tomorrow I'll get a lot of my sleeves that I've done, like entire sleeves, and I'll share those. I need a mentor like Casper, even though I'm old now. I'm 43. I appreciate that, Ian. I really do. I do mentor some guys younger, and I'm 13 years older than you, so it wouldn't be like it'd be like a young guy mentoring you. I'm 56, so yeah, that's 13 years, right? Here we have. Is this a question? Hey Casper, recovering addict, 11 years here. Finally caught a live. Been following you guys and love it. Your friend from Boston. Well, thank you. How do you pronounce your name? Can you text the phonetic version of your name? Is it? I don't even want to destroy it, because I'm going to say Siobhan, Kieran. Siobhan. Yeah, and 43 isn't old, Ian. Yeah. Thank you, Kristen. I'm hoping she can do that. But I appreciate you guys coming to the live. Tommy is out with he is injured. So that's why it's just me today. Normally it'll be Tommy and I talking about current events, stuff that's going on in the Diddy stuff, the Diddyverse. I really have no idea of anything that's going on that's current. I'm sure if Tommy was here, he would have all the tea, like all of it. So let me remove this again. And let's see. I think of something cool. If anyone's got any questions, I'll do some question and answer stuff. And while I look for something, there's no trials or anything going on right now at all. The Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court ruling on the Karen Reed. There's some Karen Reed stuff, but that's with Emily D. Baker, who's amazing. You guys haven't gone to check her out. She's really good. Let's see. See if there's anything live we can look at and react to. Here's a Senate judicial hearing. Let's take a look in and see what's going on.
What is the question?
Man, I wish I could rewind that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. And thank you for your patience today. We do appreciate it.
And
Just for
good
the
job on
record,
the 11
Mr.
years.
Chairman, I put up the clip.
That's
that
amazing.
showed me
It's
requesting,
amazing.
The records for Epstein. That is, I put that up on social media just so we could clarify that issue. Mr. Patel, what I'd like to ask you about, you mentioned that Memphis
Could
is
you
the
cover
homicide,
any
the
trial?
homicide capital of the country.
If you could
That
cover any trial,
concerns
I would love to
us.
cover the
We've
OJ trial, even though it's
recently
been
had an
covered.
issue Where the FBI
Um,
wanted to consolidate the Memphis.
I don't know. Let me
and
think about that
Knoxville
for a second.
offices into a Nashville office.
But I have a lot to say about the
And,
OJ
of
trial.
course, this causes us some concern. And I would like to get your commitment. that
Siobhan.
You will make certain that we
Siobhan.
have every resource we need in
That's
Memphis.
pretty dope. That's
to deal with
beautiful.
this issue, and that the FBI will be appropriately resourced in the state of Tennessee.
You absolutely will, Senator.
Thank you so much for that. And then we've had some talk today.
It's so funny when the
about
Republicans ask
DEI. And
Cash
we've
Patel
talked about
question,
this
it's
in
always
this
like,
committee.
yep, I will absolutely
And
do that.
The emphasis
When the
FBI
Democrats
put
ask
on
him anything,
DEI and
he's
things
like,
counting
well, I don't know. You're
Swift
asking
bracelets and
me,
things of
you know,
that
that this is
nature,
a
and
trick
not
question.
on investigations. And what we want to make
Let's
certain
watch this for a little
is
bit.
that we have qualified
And then, James, I'll get to your
individuals
question
who are
and
going to
Panda.
stick to that core mission. And you have talked about that mission today, and thank you for being able to recite what
And
it
Beta,
is.
I'll get to your guys'
We
questions in a minute.
appreciate that. And I want you to just talk a little bit about those first few actions that you can take to build back the recruiting and the training in order to accomplish that mission.
Absolutely, Senator. Quite simply, I know we have limited time, is that people who sign up to serve the FBI must meet the rigorous high standards, merits, and physical fitness standards, and those will not be changed.
So that will be a priority for you.
And I think people who want to join the FBI do so with the dedication to serve this country and an adherence to law enforcement. And we will allow those folks that graduate from the academy and enter the FBI to carry a gun and a badge in representation of this country to protect its citizens. And when we allow the good cops to be cops and put handcuffs on the bad guys, I think you will see an exponential increase in enrollment and how we keep people at the FBI.
So I want to say something about that. It's very interesting. So my brother is an overachiever. He's an amazing cat. This is my baby brother. He's 14 years younger than me. He went to law school. He went to American University. His second year of law school, he went to France, to Poitiers, France, and did his second year of law in France. Then came back and finished his law degree at American University. Then went to Columbia University and lived in Brooklyn. Went to Columbia University and got a master's. This is after he got his it's a doctorate in law when you go to law school, but it's what is it? Something LHD or something like that, or something like that. Anyway, he went and got a master's in some other law related degree, applied to the FBI and was shot down and was denied. So it's funny that these guys are talking about like, well, we need increased recruitment. I don't know what could have kept my brother out of being an FBI agent, because he's done everything right his entire life. So like what would that standard be if my kid brother wasn't good enough? And this isn't me being biased because my brother is because he's my brother. Yeah, it's a JD. Thank you. I knew it was something simple and I was trying to make it more complicated. So like my brother had all his ducks in a row, has never committed any crime. He's honest. He's a little left, but but he's not so left that he's a weirdo about it. So if they would deny him to the academy, I mean, what else would he need to do? He had a law degree. They kind of, I think they require some kind of major education. He had it all. Did his undergrad at the University of Oregon, which is one of the top 10 schools in the country, or it's a Big 10 or top 10 school. So I don't know. It's just a trip that he didn't get approved. They do a background check and see, I was in federal custody at the time, but I don't think that would have had an impact on his getting hired to the FBI. I think he's grateful that it didn't happen now because of where his life has taken him. I think he's super grateful it didn't happen. So I guess that's just God had something different for him. But I mean, I don't know what else the FBI would need as far as qualifications, because my brother checked every box. Hey, Little Mink, thanks for coming by today. I appreciate it. All right, let's catch up with this a little bit more.
To serve as director of the FBI. And Mr. Chair, just in closing, I understand while I was out of the room earlier that
We missed it.
Senator Tillis raised my name and attributed to a quote, bent the knee as part of my questioning earlier to me. And so for the record and for my colleague from North Carolina, I want to clarify that the bent the knee quote were not my words. I was quoting Mr. Patel as he appeared on the Sean Ryan show on September 2nd of 2024. And I'm happy to share a link, Senator Tillis, to clarify. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank
you very
it's
much.
the opposition.
I don't want to belabor this, but it
Here
certainly
we go.
would be of benefit to us if that grand jury testimony could be released. But my understanding is the Senator Whitehouse testimony point that you don't need you as a witness could reveal what you said. And I'm just suggesting you might give that some further thought. The second thing is that you have everybody who runs an agency has enormous responsibility for the people who work there. I happen to have an incredibly high opinion of the FBI. The first time I came to Washington as a boy, I remember the thrill I had going to the FBI headquarters. I thought it was a big deal that my senator then got me special tickets to go. And I've always admired them. There's a lot of apprehension there, and it's not just on this question of weaponization. There's a lot of disruption in a new administration. And if you've seen, the president announced an impoundment in effect. It's been rescinded by the courts, but we've received calls from folks in various agencies who we've worked with or seen over the years, and there's just an immense amount of insecurity. Do I have my job? Don't I have my job? And frankly, I think this is my point to the president. Chaos is one thing, but cruelty is another. And having people be really uncertain about do they have a job today or not and leaving them in limbo, I don't think is a good thing for morale. And I don't care whether it's a Democratic or Republican president. I'm just looking to you to assure me that the tradition that we've had anchored in the FBI since 1972, when it was politicized. I mean, J. Edgar Hoover went after Martin Luther King in a disgusting and despicable way. He went after some John Birch Society folks for their political beliefs in a disgusting and horrible way. And we have no political appointees over there. So it's going to be up to you to, I think, strengthen that tradition. And we heard about the political appointees who are over there now, or I guess they're not officially appointees, but they've been sent by the administration. You didn't know about it. But one of them is from SpaceX. And, you know, Elon Musk, he's a rich guy, but he has no authority other than what's delegated by the president, but he has no official authority. And why is it, you can't answer this, but do you want somebody like Elon Musk peering over your shoulder, telling you what to do about personnel?
No, the FBI must be independent.
Go kick him out. I mean, I'm with you on that. He has no basis. He has no reason to be there. There's some former FBI people. You'll pick the people that you want to listen to. You'll have to make the decisions. You'll be accountable to this committee. But no on Elon Musk. He's just a political crony who knows nothing about law enforcement. So thank you for that assurance.
Oh, an actual positive coming from the Dems. Here's the deal.
Mr. Patel, when Mr. Booker was asking you questions. In his
Okay, this will be the last
round,
one, and then I'll
you said,
answer some
Senator, the
questions
grand jury
and
testimony
then
is
give my
available
little
to
2
you.
cents.
I encourage you to make it public. You also later said, or previously to Mr. Booker said, get my grand jury testimony. I asked the Department of Justice to make it public. I asked the Department of Justice to make it public. Do you stand by that testimony?
If that's what I said.
So you asked the Justice Department to make your grand jury testimony public?
At the time of my appearance in the grand jury.
Yeah. And who did you ask to do that?
The lawyers.
Mr. Chairman, since the witness has said that he encourages this testimony to be public, that he in fact asked the Justice Department to make it public, I would ask you, Mr. Chairman, if you and the ranking member would be willing to write to the court acknowledging the witness has asked for this to be public, supporting it being made public. I can't imagine there's a court in the land that would say no to a bipartisan request like that.
I won't tell you. Let me say something. I'm not going to take this out of your time. It's not directly answering your question, but I think it'd be significant what Richard Grinnell put on X. I testified in front of Jack Smith's grand jury.
So weird how we used X and Twitter
Justice Department
for
and Jack
proof
Smith's
and
prosecutor told
evidence.
me directly that I could not talk about my testimony or risk legal actions. Then he goes on to say that certain senators I won't mention here should, as those lawyers, ask those lawyers why they instructed witnesses this way.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'd welcome the chance to have Mr. Grinnell testify under oath as opposed to on X. But nevertheless, what I would ask, given that this witness has said he made the request, this witness has said he would like us to read the testimony, I would ask if you and Mr. Durbin would be, Senator Durbin would be willing to make that request of the court.
I wouldn't answer your question without get all the background I need, considering the conversation between you two. I couldn't make that judgment now.
Yeah, I appreciate your consideration, Mr. Chairman. And the reason why I think it's so important is let's remind ourselves what those documents were in Mar-a-Lago. According to the indictment, the classified documents Trump stored in his boxes included information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the United States and foreign countries, United States nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. So testimony that goes to the care or lack of care, the truthfulness or lack of truthfulness of Mr. Patel would be directly relevant to whether he should be confirmed as FBI director. And those records are there for the asking. No court's going to turn us down. Mr. Patel may be, I don't know, but he may be the first nominee for FBI director in history who felt it necessary to plead the fifth, to say that he wouldn't testify to a grand jury because it might incriminate him. Maybe the first nominee for FBI director ever to feel necessity of pleading the fifth. Shouldn't we ask for that testimony when the witness himself says he would encourage it? Finally, I would just say, we need to think about where we are in this moment. We have a new president. He's fired prosecutors who investigated him. He's investigating other prosecutors, or his Department of Justice is. He's fired inspector generals who might hold him accountable. And this is just the start. And as FBI director nominee, he's chosen someone whose primary qualification, in my view, is his willingness to say yes when everyone else would say no to whatever the president wanted, to say whatever he wanted, to do whatever he wanted. That's why he is sitting here. I mean, look at the people who held that job before Mr. Patel, the stature of the people that held that job, the qualifications of the people that held that job. And how can any of us think that his background, his qualifications hold a candle to the people who went before him? How did we get here?
Dude, Kash Patel is so qualified. He's almost overqualified. So I don't even want to get into all that. Anyways, yes, Sherry LeBron, Elon is draining the swamp and all the ridiculous spending. That's why they don't want him involved. Like Kash, I hope they confirm him soon. Kash will get confirmed soon. I don't want to talk too much about politics. I'm the one who brought it up. So, but I feel like the last couple times we've talked about politics, it's gone over well a little bit, but we might. I'm gonna talk to Tommy more about that, and we'll probably only get into politics when it's something fun and light and not too serious. But regarding Elon, they don't want him there because he's not going to let them spend the way they want to spend. That's the layman's explanation of it. There's nothing more nefarious. He doesn't have access to personal information at the Treasury or at Medicaid or the health department, whatever the departments are. So, I mean, and that's what the press secretary said the other day. And I believe her. So, but yeah, he's just draining the swamp and they don't want it. All right, let's get to some questions. Let me make sure I didn't miss any in the stars. I'm going to go to the starred. James asks, being you spent some time in East LA, did you enjoy the lowrider culture? I absolutely did. So the very first tattoo shop I ever worked at was in East LA. You can't see the way I dress, but I dress like a lowrider. Like my Dickies are long, my socks are high, you know. Yeah. People always like, man, you dress like a Mexican. People always tell me that. It's pretty funny. Let me see if I can find a picture here. But yeah, I was super involved in the lowrider culture. Have I told the story how I got into tattooing? So how I got into tattooing. I'm just looking for a picture of me. How I got into tattoo. I'll show some pictures tomorrow of me and like how I dress and like my whole style, my stilo. Is so I used to airbrush on cars, right? And I was airbrushing these lowrider cars and for all these different lowrider clubs in Los Angeles. And I airbrushed this mural on this Cadillac, this dropped Cadillac, and the guy's like, "Hey, homie," he's like, "I want you to do this back piece on me of what you painted on my car. I want you to put that on my back." And I was like, "Dude, I've never done a tattoo before. You've lost your mind." And this is before Amazon, before the internet, before you could just like go find a tattoo machine. You either had to make a tattoo machine, with a hobby motor and a pen and a guitar string, or have someone make you like a professional machine. There was like only like a handful of guys that were even making tattoo machines at that time. So if you had, it was just really hard to get tattoo equipment. You had to know someone. You had to do an apprenticeship, and then your mentor would have you a machine made with coils and a solid body. And anyways, so this guy, he's like, no, I'm gonna get you everything you need to do this back piece. So 3 weeks go by. He comes by the house. and he's got all this stuff, like a power supply, a couple of machines, all the tubes, all the armatures, the needles, the springs, the grommets. He had everything, and he goes and puts this machine together, and puts me together a liner and a shader, and just tells me to go to town on his back. So I take a Sharpie and I draw what I had painted on his car, and I did that back piece, and it took me like 5 months to do it, and multiple sessions. I'm calling tattoo artists like, hey, I'm trying to do this, and they're like, hey man, I can't answer that. This is like it was a very closed profession. Like you really had to know someone, and to become an apprentice, you had to hang around and go fetch coffee and stand out, front in a bikini with a sign, even the guys, whatever kind of hazing they did for you to become a part of that world. It's completely different now. Anyone could be a tattoo artist. Anyone can get licensed as a tattoo artist. It's actually a big problem because there's a lot of people getting messed up tattoos out there. So anyway, so he brings me this tattoo equipment, and I do the piece. Takes me a few months, and it came out amazing. And I got real cocky. I was like, I don't need to be an apprentice. I can do this. And literally the next 50 tattoos that I did were all garbage. I say they're garbage now. Those guys, they loved them. And girls, they loved what I did on them. When I had met Alanis Morissette, like I was going to do a tattoo on her that night, but we ended up telling her she smelled like poop. That's a whole nother story. So that's how I got into tattooing. When I got into the computer field and got my MCSE, which is a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer, and I went to work for AT&T and Microsoft, I only tattooed on the weekends, and I only did it on like friends and friends of friends. And I never thought I would work at a shop or own multiple shops, like I do now or did. I only own one shop. I'm like half owner, and I have been removed off that LLC. And so now I'm just, I just basically tattoo in a private studio. But it's a tattoo shop, at a location, but it's really just my own private studio now. And I'm appointment only. I don't sit around and wait for walk-ins or anything. So that's how I got into tattooing, via the lowrider culture. So that's why I talk about the lowrider culture when I explain that. So I hope that answers your question, Jamie James. Panda Kelly, do you think they will actually fully release the JFK info? Whew, yes. I mean, a lot of it's already been released, but it's been redacted even before he signed off on it. I think it's already common knowledge and considered fact that he wasn't the lone gunman, that there was another gunman. I truly believe that. So, and I say that, I preface by saying that to say this, that because of that, whatever they release, it's not going to be a big surprise, so I do think they will release it all of it. It's not going to be a big surprise. It's just going to be more of what we already know. And so, yeah. Have you guys seen that video on YouTube of the interview of the guy who says that he did it? We were doing Night Yard one night, and I was watching that when Night Yard started, and I had talked about it then. But there's an interview with a guy. He's an older guy now. He's got like white hair, and he talks about how he was the other guy, and admits to it. So it's a crazy video. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but yeah. And Beta asks, Casper, it would be interesting to see your comment on Kanye's deposition videos. It's an old case from 2021, but video snippets from deposition were dropped only recently. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I am going to comment on those. I was putting some of that together this morning. And so I will be commenting on those. That'll probably be the first thing we talk about tomorrow. So that should be exciting. And or if I do Lifeboat today or tonight, I will talk about those deposition videos. I've only seen a few of them, a little bit. I'm just kind of grabbing them, putting them all. I'm going to mash them all together into one coherent video that I can respond to. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It looks super interesting. If anything, I mean, we're all here for entertainment purposes. We're not taking anything too seriously. So, you know, my commentary on it is probably completely different than Tommy's would be. And, you know, hopefully Tommy feels better tomorrow and he can be leading the charge on that commentary. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to go down in the chat and see if I missed any questions. How long before we get to go green? I do not know what that means, Lisa, but thanks for coming in. I don't think I said hi to you yet. Thanks for coming by. Morning Mayhem. And John, yeah, I would love to tell more tattoo stories. I have a lot of tattoo stories. I've tattooed in Vegas for a while. A lot of crazy stuff happened there. Yeah. I actually pierced a guy's taint in Vegas because I also do piercings. But I do like punk rock style piercings. I don't do like I'm not your normal piercer. Like I don't, forceps the area. I just pull on it, pierce, put the jewelry in and go, no matter where it's at. Well, I will use forceps on, I guess, on the belly button a little bit, but let's see. I agree. Yes, Anna Banana. I agree. Another person was involved. No way one bullet could travel as far as it did and all the turns it would have made. Right. Because it makes a direct right turn, left turn. I think it even spins a U-turn. I really do. It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Oh, really? Man, tattooing is amazing. I have actually a movie we could play. Maybe I'll take that movie. It's just about East LA and Whittier Boulevard and that tattoo culture. Jailer Sari, or Jailer Sari. Sailor Jerry and all them fools. Oh, John says he's a scratcher. Please explain. So when John says he's a scratcher, that's like a nickname for guys that aren't working in a shop professionally. I know some really good scratchers. I wouldn't even call them a scratcher, but I don't think that's a derogatory term. I think being a scratcher is just a guy who tattoos out of his house. People say scratcher because professional tattooers want to be self-important and charge $600 an hour or $400 an hour when all they are doing is they're tattooing. But now, having said that, I do feel like I charge a lot, and so like I'm not saying I don't charge $400 an hour. I'm about at the $200 an hour range. But it's slow right now. All over the world, it's slow. I have a lot of tattoo artist friends that are in Spain, in the Netherlands, and it's slow everywhere in LA, Vegas. and we all talk, and it's slow everywhere. There's nothing is going on. Like I've literally have only done 3 tattoos in 4 weeks. I could have done a couple more, but I've had some anxiety, so a little bit of agoraphobia of leaving the house, but that comes and goes. I'm not so crazy that I can't leave the house, but if I have the option to not leave the house, I'd rather just stay here on the computer on YouTube with you guys. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I see my therapist tomorrow and I'm going to talk to her about it. Just looking for some more questions. I see you guys getting into it about a couple of things. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, F politics. Celebrate people who received a recovery chip today and nice tattoos. So a buddy of mine received his 3-year chip yesterday. So that was pretty amazing for who it is. But then he ended up getting in a fight with one of our other friends, and I don't know what's going on there. You know, I don't know what's going on. Blessed Crochet says we don't have to agree with it with every day, but we need to be respectful at the end of the day. We need to find common ground. I agree. I think with the group and the community we have here, we all have a common ground that we just want to be nice to people and to each other, and but still talk and have conversations that are oppositional but not volatile. Do you know what I mean? And if we can keep it like that, man, what a great thing. I did not see what Elon changed his name to on X. I will go on X when we get done, and I'll have to check it out. What about Hunter? Hey, how's it going, Bangkok Baller? So thanks for coming by the Mayhem Show today. What about Hunter's laptop? Nothing to see here at the time, apparently. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we're over the 2-hour mark. I don't mind. Some days we might go 3 hours. I don't know, but I am going to sign off. I'm picking up my daughter today early from school. I'm picking up. So she goes to martial arts every day after school. It's her after school program. They just don't only do martial arts, but it's like because she's in kindergarten, she gets off at 2. But today she gets off a little earlier, so I'm gonna go pick her up, and we're gonna have a daddy-daughter day. I'm gonna take her to Target and buy her a magic mixer or whatever. Take my last $40 out of my her toy money, and go buy her a magic mixer. She loves those things. Maybe one of these days we'll do one of her magic mixers live, and I'll have her do it here on the Morning Mayhem. It'll be on a Saturday. We'll have her do it. She gets so excited because it huffs and puffs and blows some smoke, and then out comes a little stuffy. She loves doing those. So, okay, guys. I guess that's it. I really, oh man, I am raising a ninja. Man, I always do that. I say I'm going to leave, and then I talk about something else. So she does stripe testing for her belts in martial arts. And she has this, her creed. And so she has her own creed that she says, and it just talks about her being a confident. I'm going to cry just talking about it. But when she does it, I get so emotional when she does it. But in there, she says that she's a warrior kid. And when she says it, it's so badass. And she throws a kick up in the air. She puts her arms together and she goes, whap, bam, and throws this high kick. She goes, I am a warrior kid. And it just, man, it hits me in the chest every time she does it. It's heavy, man. All right, let's get everyone's links up to everything. If you guys want to put a link up to something that you want to show me, go ahead and put it up. I think you guys can do that without being a moderator. I don't know. But I appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming out. Thanks to the moderators. You guys are the best. Tomorrow, I promise to have an outline of a show so we can go to things, so it's not me like quietly looking around, so it stays more entertaining. Since Tommy is gone, I've been keeping it at about 70 people. When Tommy's here, it's, we're in the 130s, because it's more of an entertaining show. I get it. You guys always say, no, I'm doing great. I'm not saying I'm not doing good. I feel I'm holding it together, and I love talking to you guys, even if it's not like a fluid thing. But tomorrow I'll have more of a put together show. And if Tommy's here, then it's, girls gone wild, guys gone wild. So thanks for coming in. I really appreciate everybody. And all the kind words you guys say to me, I appreciate it. I'm getting better at accepting those compliments and internally accepting them, and not like feeling like a fraud or because I think as creators and YouTubers, like when we get compliments and people are like, oh man, it was a great show, we're just like, no, I'm not worthy, or I'm not. I don't feel like that at all. Even if I come off as being like that, no, I don't think like that anymore. I did a little bit in the beginning, like, no, I'm not as good as CoffeeZilla or Mr. Beast or this guy or that guy, or those guys are good orators and creators, and they know how to talk. And like Tommy, even being next to Tommy makes me look good. He really does. So all right, guys, there's a hiring freeze right now at the BOP. Okay, I'm gonna save that for tomorrow, or else yeah, my take on that is they're idiots. But it's just because of all the cuts. And Trump is about to if they don't pull it together, the head of the BOP just resigned, so they're just waiting for someone to get in there, so they can say, I want my officers to have these qualifications, and then go set forth and start hiring those people with those qualifications. That's the short answer. Mr. B is evil. He is evil. All right, guys. Either you got to stop commenting, or I got to just drop the hammer and say goodbye. All right, guys. I love you guys. Mahalo. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, John. I really do, man. You are I'm a fan of yours being in this chat. I think you have a lot of things to say. I think we're probably the same in a lot of ways. And all right, you guys, I'll have some more pictures tomorrow, more of a put together show, and this is where I play the outro. And I'm going to share some new music with you guys tomorrow too, that Blessed to Crochet has turned me on to, and something that she made for the show. And I love you guys.